My English learning story. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to share my journey of learning English with you. My name is Tom, and I live in a small town. I always wanted to learn English because I knew it would open many doors for me, allowing me to talk to people from different countries and travel the world. So, I set a goal for myself to learn basic English in 4 months. Living in a small town, I didn't have many opportunities to interact with English speakers. Most of the people around me spoke our local language, and there were very few chances to practice English in everyday conversations. However, I was determined. I knew that learning English could change my life. I could read books and articles from around the world, watch movies and TV shows without subtitles, and even travel to English-speaking countries and communicate with the locals. The first step in my journey was to understand why I wanted to learn English. I thought about all the benefits it would bring. English is the most widely spoken language in the world, and being able to speak it would allow me to connect with a vast number of people. I could make new friends, expand my professional network, and even open up new career opportunities. Knowing English would also enable me to access a wealth of information that is not available in my native language. With these motivations in mind, I set a specific goal to learn basic English in 4 months. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was ready to put in the effort. I started by setting a clear and achievable goal. I defined what basic English meant to me. It included being able to hold simple conversations, understand everyday vocabulary, read basic texts, and write short sentences. Once I had my goal, I created a plan. I knew that consistency and dedication would be key to my success. I decided to dedicate at least 2 hours every day to learning English. I broke down my goal into smaller, manageable tasks. Each week I would focus on different aspects of the language: vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. To make my learning process more effective, I sought out various resources. I researched online and found a wealth of material that could help me. There were websites with free English lessons, YouTube channels with educational videos, mobile apps for language practice, and online courses that offered structured learning paths. I also looked for books that were suitable for beginners. I chose books with simple language and clear explanations to help me understand the basics. I realized that to stay motivated, I needed to make my learning process enjoyable. I incorporated activities that I found interesting and fun. For example, I loved listening to music, so I started listening to English songs. I paid attention to the lyrics and tried to understand their meaning. I also enjoyed watching movies, so I started watching English movies with subtitles. This helped me improve my listening skills and learn new words and phrases. One of the most important aspects of learning a language is practice. I knew that I needed to practice speaking English regularly to become fluent. I didn't have many opportunities to speak English in my town, so I looked for language exchange partners online. I found a language exchange website where I could connect with native English speakers who wanted to learn my language. We set up regular video calls and practiced speaking each other's languages. This was a great way to improve my speaking skills and gain confidence. In addition to practicing with language partners, I joined an English language group in my town. The group met once a week, and we practiced speaking English together. It was a supportive environment where we could make mistakes and learn from them. We played language games, had discussions on various topics, and even went on outings where we practiced speaking English in real-life situations. Throughout my journey, I faced many challenges. There were times when I felt frustrated and discouraged. Learning a new language is not easy, and there were days when I struggled to understand certain concepts or remember new words. However, I reminded myself of my goal and the reasons why I wanted to learn English. I stayed motivated by celebrating my small achievements and progress. Every time I learned a new word or could understand a sentence without translation, I felt a sense of accomplishment. To keep track of my progress, I kept a learning journal. I wrote down the new words and phrases I learned each day, the topics I studied, and the activities I did. This helped me see how far I had come and identify areas where I needed more practice. I also set short-term goals each week and reviewed them at the end of the week. This helped me stay focused and motivated. As the weeks went by, I started to see significant improvements. I could understand basic conversations, read simple texts, and write short sentences. I felt more confident when speaking English, and I could communicate with my language partners more effectively. I also noticed that I was thinking in English more often, which made it easier to speak and write without translating from my native language. After 4 months, I looked back at my journey with pride. I had achieved my goal of learning basic English. I could hold simple conversations, understand everyday vocabulary, read basic texts, and write short sentences. I had overcome many challenges and learned a lot along the way. I felt a sense of accomplishment and was excited to continue improving my English skills. My journey of learning English taught me the importance of setting clear goals, staying motivated, and practicing regularly. It showed me that with dedication and effort, I could achieve my goals. I hope that by sharing my story, I can inspire others to start their own journeys of learning English. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. Just practice every day, stay motivated, and never give up. You can achieve your goals and open up new opportunities for yourself. First, I started by finding the right resources. I knew that having the best tools would be crucial for my success, so I spent some time researching and selecting the ones that would suit my needs. For reading, I picked simple English books and articles. I chose materials that were written in easy-to-understand language and covered a variety of topics. This way, I could learn new vocabulary and practice reading different kinds of texts. I found some beginner-level novels, children's books, and news articles aimed at English learners. These resources were perfect because they matched my skill level and kept me engaged. When it came to listening, I knew that immersing myself in the language would help me improve my comprehension and pronunciation. I started by choosing songs in English. Music has always been a big part of my life, so listening to English songs made learning fun and enjoyable. I paid attention to the lyrics, trying to understand the words and phrases. I even sang along to improve my pronunciation. I also discovered that podcasts were a fantastic resource. There are many podcasts designed specifically for English learners, featuring slow and clear speech and covering interesting topics. Listening to these podcasts helped me get used to the rhythm and flow of the language. Additionally, I watched videos on YouTube. There are countless educational channels that offer lessons on English grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Watching these videos provided visual and auditory learning, making it easier to grasp new concepts. For speaking and writing, I found several apps that were incredibly useful. Apps like Duolingo, HelloTalk, and Tandem allowed me to practice speaking and writing with native speakers and other learners. Duolingo offered structured lessons that helped me build my vocabulary and practice grammar through interactive exercises. HelloTalk and Tandem connected me with language partners from around the world. I could chat with them in English, which helped me practice real-life conversations and improve my writing skills. These tools were exactly what I needed to learn all the skills necessary to become proficient in English. Having a variety of resources allowed me to practice different aspects of the language and kept my learning process interesting and diverse. I felt confident that with these tools, I could achieve my goal of learning basic English in 4 months. In addition to these resources, I also utilized flashcards to help memorize new vocabulary. Apps like Anki and Quizlet were perfect for this. They allowed me to create digital flashcards that I could review anytime, anywhere. The spaced repetition system used by these apps ensured that I reviewed the words just as I was about to forget them, making my memorization process more effective. Furthermore, I joined online forums and social media groups dedicated to English learners. Platforms like Reddit and Facebook have communities where learners can ask questions, share resources, and support each other. Being part of these communities provided me with additional motivation and a sense of belonging. I could see that many people around the world were also on the same journey as I was, and we could help each other along the way. Lastly, I didn't limit myself to just online resources. I visited my local library and borrowed English books and audiobooks. The library also had language learning sections with various resources, including workbooks and CDs for listening practice. Utilizing both online and offline resources gave me a comprehensive approach to learning English. By carefully selecting and using these resources, I felt well prepared and excited to continue my journey. I knew that with dedication and the right tools, I would be able to reach my goal and open up new opportunities for myself. Next, I created a daily routine. I knew that consistency was key to mastering a new language, so I planned my schedule to include different activities every day. This variety kept my learning process engaging and ensured that I was practicing all the essential skills: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. In the morning, I dedicated time to reading English books and articles. This quiet time allowed me to focus fully on understanding the text. I chose materials that were slightly challenging but still within my grasp, ensuring I was constantly learning new vocabulary and sentence structures. I kept a notebook by my side to jot down any new words or phrases I encountered. This habit not only improved my reading skills, but also expanded my vocabulary significantly. In the afternoon, I shifted my focus to listening. I listened to English songs and podcasts during my commute or while doing household chores. This way, I made the most of my time and continued to immerse myself in the language. I paid close attention to the pronunciation and intonation of the speakers, which helped me improve my own speaking skills. I also watched English videos on YouTube or streamed English language TV shows and movies. I made it a point to watch with subtitles first, then without them as my comprehension improved. Evening time was dedicated to writing and speaking practice. I set aside 30 minutes to write short essays or journal entries in English. I wrote about my day, my thoughts, or any topic that interested me. This practice helped me improve my writing skills and allowed me to use the new vocabulary I had learned. Additionally, I practiced speaking with language partners through video calls. I made sure to schedule regular sessions with my language exchange partners so I could have meaningful conversations and receive feedback on my speaking skills. Speaking regularly with native speakers was incredibly beneficial for building my confidence and improving my pronunciation. To track my progress, I created a checklist of daily and weekly goals. Each day, I checked off the activities I completed and noted any new words or concepts I learned. At the end of each week, I reviewed my progress and adjusted my goals as needed. This system kept me organized and motivated, as I could see how much I had accomplished and what areas needed more focus. As I continued with this routine, I found that my skills improved steadily. I felt more comfortable reading and understanding English texts. My listening comprehension became sharper, and my writing and speaking skills developed significantly. Creating and sticking to a daily routine was crucial for my success in learning English. It helped me stay on track, practice consistently, and ultimately achieve my goal.